What's up, wrestling fans? Again, it's daytime, so I'm not downstairs in my computer area or the studio or whatever you want to call it. So I am upstairs recording this on my laptop with a crappy video camera, so I apologize for this terrible video camera. But there's a lot of wrestling news to get to right now. I mean, to be honest, lots of stuff is floating around out there. It's kind of getting crazy. There's talk about Wrestlemania matches. The Big Show farted in the up, down show that everybody's sending me goofy things about that. There could be a Hall of Fame tag team. There's really a bunch of news. And if my computer would move a little bit, I would go ahead and open it and talk about it right now for you. Which there's some birthdays people wanted me to shout out today, too, that I'll try to remember. For Monetize This tonight, by the way, for anybody who wants to party tonight. It's going to be about 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, or maybe earlier, hopefully. And we'll go probably 4 hours as we usually do. Hopefully, unless something crazy goes wrong. Seth Rollins, Triple H, WrestleMania 33 is currently up in the air due to Rollins' injury. This is a report from PW Insider. They're talking about other matches that have been discussed. One of them is that Triple H could possibly take on Shane McMahon. Don't understand how that would go. I mean, I guess it would be a Raw versus SmackDown type of deal, where people would perhaps get upset with each other over something, or the power struggle. I don't know. I'm not really into that. I really wouldn't be into that sort of situation. The other is that Triple H would take on Samoa Joe. I don't really see why that makes any sense either. Then again, Shane McMahon being upset at Seth Rollins doesn't really make any sense either. A lot of the stuff he said about Seth Rollins the other day, it was just the whole reason why he wants to fight Seth Rollins doesn't make any sense either, really, why everybody's mad at each other. At least why Triple H is mad at Rollins. But so WWE doesn't really care about the continuity of that anyhow, but it would be, at least it has some sort of background and we're all aware of the situation. But for Triple H to take on Samoa Joe, and, I don't know how that would happen. I mean, like I said, the most goofiest, obvious, and dumbest storyline would be like, Samoa Joe is mad, like, hey, I took out Seth Rollins. I was supposed to get a championship match or something, something goofy like that. And that would just be, I feel like people would not be happy with that. I think I mentioned that to JD the other day. I go, imagine if they went that route, and JD was like, that's stupid. Yeah, but it could happen. I mean, you never know. You never know what they'll do. So that's a possibility. There's lots of stuff. I mean, some other people have mentioned, well, if Bray Wyatt doesn't get the main event, like some people said he may, or end up taking on John Cena or Randy Orton, then Triple H maybe could wrestle Bray Wyatt. But it's just, these are just all bad things. The only solution for me is, listen, Kurt Angle is available to wrestle. He's going into the Hall of Fame. Pull Kurt Angle into the mix. Get him on WrestleMania. I mean, why not? What other choice is there? What else can you do but get Kurt Angle? And you know what would be great? Is if by WrestleMania, Seth Rollins is healed up enough that maybe Seth Rollins can't wrestle at WrestleMania. Fine, understandable. But why couldn't Kurt Angle wrestle Triple H? And listen, there's part of me that doesn't want this, because I want a pure wrestling match with Triple H and Kurt Angle. But how about this? Kurt Angle, Triple H, referee gets taken down, or something about the referee is down, or it's no DQ, I don't know. And Triple H goes to grab a sledgehammer. After a perfectly well-wrestled match, everything's been legit. Now, all of a sudden, Kurt Angle goes to get the sledgehammer. And that would be, everyone would just be like, oh my God, after this great match, he's going to grab a sledgehammer. He goes to use it, and maybe Seth Rollins comes out in a surprise or an attack from the crowd and, takes out Triple H, and then Kurt Angle wins the match. Now you're able to easily continue the feud with Triple H and Triple H and Kurt Angle. I mean, sorry, geez, I'm crazy. Triple H and Seth Rollins, and that would be wonderful. So there's a way you could continue the feud right there, and that's how you could solve it. And a lot of people say, well, where does that leave Samoa Joe? I think it should leave Samoa Joe to feud with Finn Balor. I think you leave that there. But do you have to have Samoa Joe now be on the WrestleMania card? I'm not really sure if he has to be on the card or not, but that might be something that I don't know where Samoa Joe goes after this either. There's so many different things, but I just don't know where he would fall. Maybe Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn could happen at WrestleMania, but how many WrestleMania matches are we going to have? There are so many people. There's going to be so many leftover superstars They need to do something. They need a Rumble. They need a ladder match. They need some kind of gigantic match that will fit everybody in. So I'm just looking at some of the other news on here too. I mean, that's a big one. There's so many different things that could happen, and I'm probably going to have a talk with somebody soon when we do State of the WWE this week when that comes back. Obviously, Kurt Angle's been announced for the Hall of Fame. Nobody else has. But the big name that could be announced is the Rock and Roll Express. Last time I saw Ricky Morton was in the Decay or Deletion, or the Deleted or Decay with Matt Hardy. And Ricky Morton was one of the guys that stole the show. That was hilarious. The dude was up there stuck on that scaffolding or whatever it was. Morton was hilarious. That was just so bizarrely random to me and funny. I enjoyed every minute of it. And these guys are just absolute legends. I mean, who can induct these guys in the Hall of Fame? I almost wonder, don't you wonder, if the WWE wouldn't bring Jim Cornette back to induct the Rock and Roll Express into the Hall of Fame? I mean, you would have to, right? And I don't think Jim Cornette's in the Hall of Fame. And I know that Jim Cornette, you know what I mean, there's blood there that's not the best and everything, and people have said things. But imagine if Jim Cornette could be the one to induct them, or Jim Cornette himself was getting inducted. I don't think he's been inducted, obviously. I don't know why that. I never thought about that. But man, that'd be awesome. Some kind of feedback on my lines drive me nuts. That would be great. That would be so cool. And it's already cool that they're getting put in there. There's a rumored WrestleMania 33 card that's out. I'm going to save that, I think, for another video because I'm going to break the whole damn card down. I'll probably release that video a little later today. But remember, I will be live for Monetize this tonight. But let's get to this Steve Austin commenting on Roman Reigns being number 30 in the Rumble. This was episode 400 of the Steve Austin Show. Unbelievable. He's done 400 episodes. That's amazing. I've released over 2,000 videos on Joe Cronin Show. So you got a ways to go, Steve. But he said that, let me see, according to Austin, the instant classic between John Cena and AJ Styles at the Rumble was one of the damnedest matches he's ever seen. Specifically, Austin put over the pacing of the match, as they did an excellent job selling everything appropriately, he says. And this is according to what Steve Austin said on the Steve Austin Show, transcribed and mentioned by WrestlingInc.com. He said, man, Cena and AJ went out there and had about a 24-minute match, and it was just a bust-ass performance from both guys. Just a bust-ass performance from both guys. And what I appreciate about it is really the whole pay-per-view was pacing of the match. Completely satisfied, everything that I needed to happen, just to believe the buy-in because they sold everything to the degree it needed to be sold. My voice is actually messed up a little, but I try to do my best Stone Cold. When you look at the run that Cena's had, it's one of the best in the history of professional wrestling business. And when you look at the body of work, I've said it, he has more high-profile matches, big pressure matches than I have. I can't keep doing that voice. My throat hurts. He's been around a lot longer, and he has delivered in about 99% of those matches, says Steve. In Austin's view, Cena is a great worker. Cena said... So he continues on. Cena says Cena can flat out work. Bottom line, Austin said. He said the guy can flat out work. He's not the smoothest guy in the ring. He's not Brad Armstrong, but he ain't got to be. He's John Cena. He's built like a brick shithouse. He's strong as an ox. That finishing sequence, that dude is one of the hardest working guys in the business. He always got a smile on his face. I love Steve's podcast. He said, hey, man, it's a pressure cooker. You get a lot of shit on you, and you've got to protect yourself, which Cena does. He does it in a very political fashion. He's super smart, savvy guy. Austin also professed that Braun Strowman looked good all night in the Rumble, and that he really enjoyed the event. And now he goes on. We're trying to get to the point where he talks about Roman Reigns being number 30. We want to hear what Stone Cold Steve Austin has to say about Roman Reigns being number 30. And let's see. Everything made sense for me, so I enjoyed the shit out of it, Austin said. A lot of people shit on Roman Reigns in the 30 spot. I popped because I'm thinking, dude, here's the setup, guys. Something is up. And then Chris Jericho gets out. So there's the three remaining entrants. Reigns, Randy Orton, and Bray Wyatt. So you got 2 heels and a baby, and you know it's going to be a double team. You know Roman Reigns is somehow going to defeat 2 heels again, and he's going to win the fucking Rumble. Setup, I smelled, and that's what the setup was. And Stone Cold says, I smelled a rat from the beginning, and I just couldn't believe what I was going to end up seeing. He goes to charge Randy Orton to spear, and of course, Orton connects with an RKO. Over the top rope, Randy wins. I thought Roman Reigns in the 30 spot was a fantastic idea and great booking. As for Reigns, Austin acknowledged that the big dog is improving and that it took Austin himself over 7 years to become a complete performer. You know, I agree with Austin in the way that it kind of was a brilliant troll, to be honest. I mean, it was ridiculous booking when you think about it. I mean, when you think about the logic of a guy getting a title shot, when he had it, I mean, getting a Royal Rumble match when he had a title shot earlier, it's kind of stupid. So I get that it's clever booking because it got everybody mad or happy or talking or freaked out. They trolled everybody. They essentially trolled everybody with Reigns. I get that. But to me, it's still stupid. I mean, it's treating a lot of people like they're idiots. It may have been the right decision. It may have been the right booking decision from a wrestling booking standpoint. But as far as you know, to me, I just felt annoyed by it. But you know, if nobody else came out 30 and it was nobody, I mean, we still would be complaining about it. I mean, there is no way to get around it. If Randy Orton wins the Rumble, there's going to be a large majority of the audience that complains. And I like Orton, but I think a lot of people expected them to definitely roll out somebody who was from a while ago, or like a surprise entry, or thought maybe we'd get some more surprise entries, and we didn't. So I think some people were really bothered by that. I was one of them, to admit it. I got to admit it. I mean, I thought we would get a surprise. I thought we would get somebody different. And we didn't, and that's what bothered me. It pissed me off. And that's my problem, I suppose. But it's the truth. And so I'm not going to deny that that's the truth, and that's how I feel. And shit happens, I guess, right? Well, guys, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment any reactions that you have down below. Please support me on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. I thank the people. Let me just get this shout out here. I also want to let you know to follow me on Twitter at Joe Cronin JCS. That's my new Twitter account, at Joe Cronin JCS. I just want to shout this guy out here. Nicholas Wolf, thank you, man. You upped your monthly support from $10 to $20. You guys are the ones that fund me, especially now that I'm, you know the deal. I'm not going to keep repeating it and crying wolf. But thanks, Nicholas Wolf, for the support. And thanks to everybody who's been supporting. I will see you tonight live from Monetize This, episode 97. We are almost at 100. It's going to be a good night. And if you have wrestling stuff, please leave it in the comments down below this video. More videos coming today. I just released a 30-minute video with Dave Rose as we broke down Sarah Silverman's comments on Shame on News. Dave Rose believes what she said is treason. I'm not so sure I believe that, but he believes it's treason, and we talk about it for 30 minutes. Also just did a 50-minute interview with Tommy NC, so that will be up in a week too as well. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching. And if you like more videos, go check out my other videos that are available right here. One of these videos, one of these playlists. Click on it, binge watch, enjoy the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button on the left side right now for daily wrestling videos. My name is Joe Cronin, and I gotta take a dump.